first part has 3 to 4 chords depending on how you want to play it. But so it's gonna be 3 chords at the beginning, which is C chord and then G7. You play G7 like this, bar it, and then lift up the pinky thing, or you can play it like this, which is kind of like a G chord, but you bring down that bottom note, or the high note, the high E, 2 frets down. And I like this one because it's just really easy to transition. And then the next note you might want to learn, it's pretty much A minor, but you put your pinky on the 3rd fret of the 5th string, the A string. I don't know what note that's called, or chord, I don't know what the name of the chord is, but it comes in handy for one of the parts. And then the next chord is F, and that's the whole, and that was the first day. Fuck. Alright. So yeah, on the C chord, this G note, that's your opening note of the vocal melody. So when you transfer to this, that's still there, and you can just chug along with that and you're good to go. So when this comes into play, this little A minor alternate didio, it's because you want to listen for this fretted G string, because that's the note you want there too. And I'll try to show you what I mean. So the basic strumming pattern that I mean, you can do whatever you want, but this is kind of how I'm doing it right now. So just, so it's down, 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 right? And then you add in the other notes or whatever. But yeah, so I'll sing up to this chord so you can see what I'm trying to do here. So opening note, and then you're gonna want to get to this note. But well, if you just not picture the song in your head, you can kind of know how to sing it, and then just listen for these notes, and you know, it just helps out a lot. So it's like, right? And then it keeps going until you get to, well, you only do that once. You try this again, and then you hit the F. And then from there, it's just G7 twice, I guess, or like a full measure or whatever. And then C, G7, and then you can do this little bit. It's like on the C chord. It's kind of imitating the harmonica in the song, but it's you play the C chord, and then you hammer on from the 2nd fret of the 3rd string to the 3rd fret of the 3rd string. So it's like, and it just kind of flows in the song. So yeah, let me just play the next part so you can see what I mean. It's like, that I would love everything that you do, and I do, and I do. Whoa, whoa, and then it goes into the next line, and it repeats that until you get to that F, and instead of going back to G7, it's gonna do a little transition chord and then go into the next half. So the first chord is E7. It's pretty straightforward, you know, just E and then 7, and then it's A minor, and this A minor is like the biggest deal in the song, so just, you know, feel that one. And then it's F again, and C, and then E7 again, and I think that's it. No, wait, there's a G7 in there too. It's pretty much all the same chords. You just threw in like an A minor and E7. So yeah, so it's like this could only happen to me. Can't you see? Can't you see that when I tell you that I love you? Whoa. All right, so in this A minor, this lowest note that you fret, that's the opening note. So that when I tell you, right, or whatever. So the opening two notes are in that A minor, and then when you go to F, the first "tell you that I love you" that's in the F too, and so that's always just something like, you know. That when I tell you that I love you. That one's kind of hard because it's like an A. So yeah, I guess you could do this one if you wanted to, but I don't know, whatever. And then on U, it's above that C. That's that E note, the second fret of the D string. So it's like that when I tell you that I love you. And then on O, the E7, that's kind of tricky because you open that up, right? But if you just kind of visualize the C chord in your mind, like, or audialize, I don't know. If you just get that in your head on the love you part, and then just kind of sing the same note, it'll go through, you know. You can play like E normally, I guess, but it just sounds nicer with that E7. So yeah. Then you go back to A minor, and it's like you know, the same little part, or you're gonna say you, but I guess there's not an F there. I don't know why there wouldn't be. Well, I don't know. I guess you just take out that F. I'm looking at like a songbook right now, so like cheating. But yeah, so you're gonna say you love me too. So for that part, you're gonna blah blah to the C. Again, it's that E. There's a lot of like just straight line, like note wise, straight like notes, and I don't know. But on that second two, on that C chord, that note you fret right there, that's what you aim for. And then it's like you it's that same chord, two, so you know when you try to hit that next note, it's in that C chord too, and then you can hammer that off if you want to sort of help you along, but you don't need to. You don't need to do anything, I guess. But whatever. Fuck you. Anyways, yeah. So the next F chord, in that F chord again, that C is the beginning of the walk up. So it's. And when I ask you to be, right? But it's F to G7. So it's, and when I ask you to be C chord, and then this is kind of like an arpeggio, I guess. I don't know. And when I ask you to be that G chord, or that note you hit is the G. And then for this little arpeggio, it's in the C chord too, so it's my, and then A minor again, and in this A minor, the end of that like high note that I sound, it's hard to hit, it's because I'm like a baritone or whatever, but and that A minor chord, it's that highest E, so you always know what to hit. So if you fuck it up, it's because you suck. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so it's like this. And when I ask you to be mine, I suck at that. But so yeah, the next chord is F, and then G7, C, G7, and then it goes into the second like verse or chorus or whatever each one is. But yeah, so it's like shit. You're gonna, yeah, I guess that one's kind of hard, but you're gonna say you love me too, and then we go to, it's that, so you know where to land at least, right? And then you play that little like harmonica riff, and then you go into the second part, yada yada yada. Or you can throw in a little solo there, I guess, because there's a solo right there, just, or have your buddy solo over that, right? And then, blah, blah, blah. And that's the whole song, I guess. Except for the very end. You love me too. That's like the same part, too. That's like how it ends, right? It just kind of fades off. So, yeah.